Hey guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel, Peter's Reality TV Recaps and Opinions, better known as, and that's my opinion, better known as, name 'em. Name 'em. Name 'em. Are y'all watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with Sutton Strack? Name 'em. Name 'em. That is like the personal joke going around my house right now with my husband Alex and I. And then Tanya, Jean, and I last night with my best friend, we went to a meeting, a sober meeting, because we're, both sober. And we were in the car and she kept on going. She goes, name 'em. Name. The other day, Alex was in bed and Boo Radley was just like sitting right here, and he was, our little dog Boo Radley, he was sitting here looking at him, and Alex goes, name 'em. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Kyle goes to confront Sutton about the fact that she's like had all these incidents where she like loses her mind, right? And so Sutton's like sitting there real calm after she's had about, she's had a couple cranberry vodkas or whatever she is that she's drinking, the pink drink she drinks, the pinkity drinkity. So she's sitting there, the vodka pinkity drinkity. She's sitting there and she's sitting at the table, and Kyle's like, Sutton, you're like losing your mind. And Sutton very calmly goes, name 'em. Name him. But she won't let Kyle talk, so every time Kyle starts to talk, she goes, name him. And she says it like 6 times. And then Kyle goes, if you let me talk, and she goes, name him. I thought Rumors was so good from Salt Lake City. All the Rumors. I can't say that well, but listen, okay? But I have to tell you, better than Rumors from Salt Lake City, they need to hire me to do merch, okay? Because if I was Meredith Marks, I would have shirts and sweatshirts and hats and everything that already said Rumors on it, okay? Like Fleetwood Mac. And if I was Sutton Strack, I'd already have a whole line of clothes that said name 'em. Just name them. Anyway, how are you guys been? How you guys doing? How you doing today? How have you been? Did you miss me? I missed you. I have not posted over here since 1,000 Pound Sister, so let me do a little bit of an update. Okay. Now, I started this channel because I wanted to watch more reality TV. I love reality TV. People always ask me on my drama channel to make reality TV videos, and I'm like, I do, and then people don't really watch them. So I was like, hell's bells, I'm just gonna, hell's bells, name them. I'm just gonna make a whole channel talking about reality TV. But what happened was, what happened was that I started watching all these shows. I'm still watching all them damn shows. Just got done with Love After Lockup. Cried my eyes out in the season finale. Getting ready to watch Life After Lockup this week, which a couple of them people come over from Love After Lockup to Life After. Is this how the lockup world works? But anyway. Got caught up on 90 Day Fiancé, totally caught up on that. Watching Dragula, watching all the RuPaul's Drag Race, UK. I got done with Australia, caught up on that. UK, Canada just started. I'm watching, Welcome to Plathville. Let me see my shows. Okay, Welcome to Plathville, Survivor, Amazing Race, Life After Lockup, Golden Bachelor, Bachelor in Paradise, Below Deck, Mediterranean, Real Housewives, Salt Lake City, Beverly Hills, Miami, Potomac, Kardashians, 90 Day Fiancé, House of Villains, Dragula, RuPaul's Drag Race, UK, and RuPaul's Drag Race, Canada. Oh, and I'm also watching 1,000 Pound Sisters in Southern Hospitality. Ugh. That show is horrible, okay? Southern Hospitality, I'm trying to watch it. Like, I called up my good jitties, Nikki and Mel, and I said, oh my God, we should watch, because it's coming out on December 17th, the 2nd season, which is my sobriety birthday, by the way. If I make it there, I'll be 29 years sober. Thank you very much. But anyway, so I was like, oh, we should watch Southern Hospitality, because I'd heard a lot of good things about it, right? You ever watch this? It's like a clearance rack Vanderpump Rules is what it is, okay? It really, like, these people they try way too hard, and I am not clear on it, okay? Listen, you're going to get the real deal from me, okay? So when I say it's a clearance rack Vanderpump Rules, it is, okay? And my next show, once I get done with 1,000 Pound Sisters, is I'm getting caught up on Vanderpump Rules start watching it in January, because everybody's asked me to cover that. I watched enough of it to know who the players are, because my husband watches it. Like, he loves that show. So I've watched it enough to know who everybody is, but I'm going to go back to season 1 and watch it all the way through. So I called up my friends Mel and Nikki, and I said, hey, we should watch Southern Hospitality. So Nikki texts me, and she says, now watch a couple of these episodes. I cannot do this show. This show is shit. This show is shite. I cannot watch this show. So I was like, okay. So I started watching it. I got through with one episode. I was like, this is This is the bargain bin at the thrift store. Okay, this show is crap. It is so bad, right? I am not interested in these people. I don't care about this bar. She owns, what, 4 restaurants? Who'd care? It's like Indianapolis. Who'd care about a show in downtown Indianapolis about somebody that owns 4 bars? I mean, it's boring, okay? All these people are, they're like, VIP, VIP. I'm like, girl, shut up. You are boring, okay? Your show is boring. Your relationships are boring. Doesn't nobody care about you, okay? But I'm going to keep on watching it, and I'm going to watch season 2 because a lot of people are asking me to watch Southern Hospitality. Just like they asked me to watch Dancing with the Stars. I couldn't do them costumes, okay? But anyway, so I started watching 1,000 Pound Sisters. Y'all, I am hooked on this. I am hooked on this show, okay? Hooked on this show. If you want to watch me, go back and watch what I thought about it in my first time watching it all together. I'm almost done with season 2. I binge watched like 6 episodes the other night. I'm so obsessed with this show. It is like so vulnerable and raw, but kind of funny at the same time. Like, I am living for it, and there is all kinds of drama. So it comes out on December 12th, and I will be fully caught up with 1,000 Pound Sisters, and I cannot wait. Amy got her a new boyfriend. Y'all see it on TikTok. Amy Slayton, she got Halterman. She got her new boyfriend on what do you call it? On the TikTok, she's been showing him over there and things like that. I don't think she knows how to do the TikTok any more than she knew how to do the YouTube back in the day, but that's just what I'm saying. Don't matter because she's getting the views. So anyway, I'm going to be doing that. But I wanted to talk about the Golden Bachelor because I feel like every person that walks in my neighborhood, I mean, it's kind of the age demographic, right? But they're like, do you watch a lot of reality TV? And I'm like, they're like, do you watch the Golden Bachelor? I'm like, oh my God, I love the Golden Bachelor. I do Golden Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise, okay? F Thanksgiving. It about just killed me last week that those shows weren't on because of Thanksgiving. I was like, there ain't gonna be no Golden Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise today because of Thanksgiving. But y'all get football. So we get screwed because y'all want football. F some football. I could give a shit about a touchdown, okay? Touch this. I am so tired of football. Who cares about football? I don't care about football. I don't know about football. I don't know a free throw from a touchdown to a 50-yard line. I mean, why are there not 900-yard lines? I don't know. I don't give a shit, okay? I don't even think they look that hot in them costumes. Do we call them costumes or do we all call them uniforms? In them costumes, I know. Now, out of that costumes, there's a different story, okay? But anyway, I'm so tired of the football. I could care less about the football. Touchdown, free throw, don't know, don't care, okay? Maybe a good parade. Dolly Parton, people were like, I live for Dolly Parton, Jolene and 95 and all that kind of, I live for her, okay? That made me sad, okay? My whole family, we stopped. We were playing games and things like that and having conversations. And they're like, oh, Dolly's on. I was like, oh my God, Dolly's on. I ran to the other room to watch it. She's like holding on to this thing and she's like walking along. I mean, in this Dallas, everybody's like, did you see her, that Dallas? Yes, girl. She's, what, 82 or 77, dressed up like a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, girl. Walking along, lip syncing to her own. It made me sad. In all honesty, it did. I love Dolly Parton, but Lord, that made me sad. I was like, girl, no. Okay, this is, no. Smoky Mountain Christmas. Can we make a sequel to that movie? I'd rather see a sequel to Smoky Mountain Christmas with Dolly Parton before her ever do that Dallas Cowboys routine again. Okay, that was too much, okay? It made me so sad to watch her holding on to that thing as she was walking along and stuff like that. I was like, this is, I don't know, like, this is sad. This is not, you know when people always want to say, like, they don't want their last memories of somebody. This was not how I wanted to, like, I want to remember, you know, Dolly Parton in 9 to 5 when she said, I've got a gun sitting out there in my purse. Don't think I don't, you know? And I've been thinking for a long time I can change a chicken to a hen with one shot. Don't think I can. That's how I want to remember Dolly Parton, okay? I don't want to see her up there dressed like no Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, hold on to the railing because she's afraid to death she's going to fall. I love old Dolly so much. Coat of many colors. Come on now. God, made me so sad watching all that. Okay, and her new rock album, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. I love her Holly Dolly Christmas that came out last year. Oh. You can take the girl from the country, I have heard them say, but you cannot take the country from the girl. I'm dreaming of a Smoky Mountain Christmas. See, I've been knowing that song since 87 when the made-for-TV movie came out, okay? You can still watch it on YouTube. I got it queued up on my computer right in there. Smoky Mountain Christmas with Dolly Parton, okay? I think Chris Christopherson's in it, too. It's one of them people. But anyway, I love that show so much. But anyway, back to the Golden Bachelor. So everybody that walks down my street, they're always asking me, do you watch the Golden Bachelor? Do you watch the Golden Bachelor? Because they want to be the next Golden Bachelor. I had to explain to half my neighbors. These women are looking for a husband in my neighborhood because they're 80, you know. I said, first of all, listen, okay, I didn't know this till I started watching everything in the Bachelor Nation. Oh! I am obsessed with the Bachelor Nation. I've learned everything, okay, from Bachelor in Paradise. But what I didn't realize was that once you're on the Bachelor or Bachelor, not as a Bachelorette or Bachelor, but as like one of the people, the teams, you know, in costumes. Once you're one of them people that you like instantly become best friends with everybody else that you were on the show with, and then you become roommates, and then you like thirst after the people from the other series, like Katie's season or Zach's season or somebody's season. And then you're no longer like just Peter Mon. You're like Peter from Katie's season. Although I wouldn't probably be on Katie's season, would I? Whose season would I be on? You know they are never listening, okay? You know that thing is run by some Christians over there, okay? There ain't never gonna be no gay golden bachelor, okay? No gay bachelor, no gay. There ain't never gonna be no lesbian bachelorette. Trust me, there already been. I'm gonna say that people are gonna be like, Peter, there's already been. I know, I probably don't know much, but listen, I don't know much, but I know I love you, okay? Do you remember that song back in the day? But I have learned everything I know about Bachelor Nation, okay? So I already know, it took me a while to figure out, that the Golden Bachelorette is going to be picked from the cast of the Golden Bachelor. And I think it's either going to be Ellen or Paula, or I think it might be that one gal that she left early because her daughter had a baby. I really like her. I think she would have made a good partner for Gary. Gary, that's spelled Jerry. Can somebody explain that to me? How do you spell? Can somebody explain to me whose mother in the world spells Gary? Gerry? That is so good. Is it Jerry? Is it Gary? Half them women don't know either, okay? Because they call all kinds of things. They don't care as long as they call her home, okay? They're like, just take me. They don't even, listen, those women don't even know. I love this show so much. I was so obsessed with this show. What I loved was how supportive of each other the women were. When I watched the episode where it had all the women, they were all so... Listen, true story. Susan, she's my favorite all day long, okay? Susan, who got the call from Kris Kardashian on the show, because she kind of has the same hairdo as her and stuff like that. I hope they make Susan. This is the thing with Susan, right? I think Susan figured out week one. Gary Jerry, he wasn't really for her, okay? She didn't really care about Gary Jerry. She was kind of like, I don't think he's kind of like shorter than me, and I don't think he's really into my meatballs and things like that. I don't really think he's for me. But I'm going to stay on here as long as I can, because I'm just having fun doing these women's hair and hanging out with them and doing pickleball and things like that. I don't think she really cared. I think we knew that from the very beginning. Susan, she didn't care about Gary Jerry. She didn't, you know what I'm saying? Gary Jerry kind of, I don't know, like I could maybe go on 2 dates with Gary Jerry, but Gary Jerry's like... You're so sensitive, and you mean so much to me. Will you accept this rose? I'd be like, Gary Jerry, could you just tie me down? And I'd be like, it's just a little bit too much for me. Like, sometimes I'm like, Gary Jerry, I'm not very clear on you. Okay, you're a little bit weak in the knees, a little bit to me, Gary Jerry. He's very nice, he's very handsome and things like that, but I'm just kind of like, I don't know. So... Okay, now Kathy, so I love Susan. I hope she becomes the next Bachelorette, but I don't think she will be. So she'll be the Golden Bachelorette. So, which I think that they'll announce whoever it's going to be on the last episode. Okay, but now Gary Jerry, he's now down. You love how I call him Gary Jerry. He's now narrowed it down to the final two, which is Teresa and Kathy. Now, do you remember Teresa? Okay, not Teresa and Kathy, Teresa and Leslie. So Teresa is the one that Kathy told to zip it to, because Kathy was so jealous of Teresa. Because Teresa came in for her date and she's like, oh my God, we're going to get married. It's so great. We're so in love. It's such a connection. They always use that word connection. I found that out too. There's certain words they have to use in the Bachelor Nation universe. And one of the words is connection. Okay. Misconnections, I guess. Things like that. But they have to use that word. So she's always like, oh my God, we had such a connection. Oh my God, all this kind of stuff. And Kathy was like, zip it. Don't nobody want to hear about it. It's not like you're going to make it to the end. Well, Kathy got kicked off about six episodes ago, and Teresa's still at the final end, making it to the fantasy suites, okay, in Costa Rica. First of all, here's my thing, okay? I think one of the things is, like, they could change some things up for the Golden Bachelor. Now, I know this is not going to be a popular opinion, okay? And Gary Jerry is like they made this hint to Viagra apparently, because like he was sitting in a bathtub out in the lawn and it made it look like a Viagra ad or something like that, somebody said. But Gary Jerry is talking about, it is nobody's business what we do in the fantasy suites. Why do you think they have them fantasy suites on the Bachelor and the Bachelorette? Because people fuck. That's what they're doing. They're fucking in there, okay? I don't really, to be honest with you, like the show is so sweet and so endearing and so emotional. And The Bachelor and The Bachelorette isn't, from what I've seen. It's kind of just, you know, hooking up and, like, we're going to find somebody and fall in love in 30 days and all that kind of stuff, right? I don't know that I really, like, that was maybe a piece they didn't need to carry over, okay? I don't know that I need to see 70-year-olds going to the fantasy suites and things like that. That's just personal. Like, that's just, hey, listen, okay? Do you? If you're getting on the porn and you're looking up 70-year-olds doing it, more power to you, okay? Listen, I know 70-year-olds do it, and I live for it, okay? I hope 90-year-olds are doing it. I just don't need to watch it. That's not something that I find sexy time on, okay? I'm like, that's just... I like the fact that they're, like, holding hands and giving roses and drinking coffee in the next morning and things like that. I just don't really need to imagine, you know, Gary, Jerry, and Teresa doing it, you know? I just don't want to hear about all that. I just don't, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, but now it's down to Leslie and Teresa, okay? Well, here's the thing. When I watched the, what do you call it, the hometowns or whatever, like, okay, I already had it all figured out then. So this is what I think. I think that Jerry Gary is going to pick Leslie. First of all, Leslie is like 10 years older, or 10 years younger than Teresa, which I think is interesting because, like, you know, when you're like 18, like people say like, oh, age doesn't matter. And I'm in like a, you know, age gap relationship. My husband's 12 years younger than me and things like that. But like, you know, he was like in his mid-20s when we met and I was in my 30s and whatever. But like when you're like 18 and you're dating somebody that's 30, that's kind of a difference. Well, I have friends of mine that like are in their 60s and whatever. They would not probably date somebody that was 75 because you're like, we're talking, you're kind of sharing the end of your life with somebody, right? Like, you don't know, like, in a year, that person's not going to have major medical issues and things like that, right? So you would think that that person would kind of want to be with somebody that's a little bit closer to them in age or whatever. And I know there's people out there all the time that are, you know, marrying and getting together with people that are 20 years younger than them. And all. I get it, right? Like, I do. My dad and my stepmom are 20-year age difference, so I totally understand it, right? And they're happy in love and still making, they're happy in love after 30-some years and all that kind of stuff. So I get it, right? I'm not shading all that. But if you're going to pick somebody for the final parts of your life, I think you want to pick somebody that maybe is not 10 years behind you. That's kind of like, you know, they're like with you. You know what I mean? Along that journey kind of thing. So, because I think the age difference does kind of like, you're at different stages in your life, right? So Leslie is like 10 years younger than him. Teresa's about his same age. When I watched the hometowns, Jerry fit in so well with Teresa's family. Like, fit in so well with it, right? Leslie's, not so much, okay? But I think he's more attracted physically to Leslie by her youth. She's very youthful. She's beautiful. They're both beautiful in their own ways, right? And all this kind of stuff. But I didn't really feel like he fit in with her family very well. And, you know, like religious beliefs and traditions and things like that. And it just, I like them both a lot. I really do. I didn't like Teresa at the beginning of the show, but I really like her now. So I was like, this is going to be interesting. But on the hometowns, I was like, because he's like, I'm in love with you, Leslie. And he just pushed her up against that wall. Jerry's he's kind of a little weak, you know, a little bit. I don't know. So anyway. So I was like in that moment, I was like, oh, he's like, I can see you being the one that I spend the rest of my life with. And I'm like, or is it the fact that you live in northern Indiana, which is like 2 hours from me, by the way. Teresa lives in like New Jersey, and Leslie lives in Minneapolis, which is literally like 4-hour drive from here, okay? So if it's 4-hour, 5-hour drive from Indianapolis, it means it's like a 3-hour drive from where he's at, right? So would you rather be in a long-term relationship where you can spend 1 week at your house and 1 week at her house for a 3-hour difference, or somebody in New Jersey? So I was like, he's picking Leslie because of the distance. Like that, you think about those things as you get older, right? I'm like, this is what it's about. It's about the distance. So then he goes on the Costa Rica thing with the fantasy suites and all that kind of stuff, and he has this amazing date with Leslie. And I'm like, oh, he's going to pick Leslie, right? So I almost thought he was going to cancel the date with Teresa. So then he goes on the date with Teresa, and she sits there, and at dinner, he's like, I don't even know what you did. And I thought that was so weird at that point. Like, it never even occurred to me. And I'm like, you're literally going to marry these women, and you don't even know what they do for a living. Like, you didn't even ask them about, like, what kind of books they read, nothing. You don't know nothing about these women, right? You don't know nothing about these. You don't know what they do. So she's like, well, I have 6 security certificates, and I work for this securities firm, and blah, 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 whatever. And I'm like, she is smart as a whip. Like, this woman, like, she has not shown her cards. Her cards this whole time have been like, Gary, Jerry, I'm so in love with you. She's never shown who she is. And, like, in a minute, she goes from, like, oh, Jerry, Gary, to, so I have 6 security certificates, and I've done this, and I own my own business, and I take care. And I'm like, she is a completely different person. And you can see he sees the same thing. And I'm like, This gal is sharp as a whip. Like, I'm living for this Teresa, right? Because she is showing what an independent person that she is. And he says to her, like, well, what would you do with your job? And she's like, well, I've already decided that if I met somebody, like, I would quit my job and whatever. Because she's at the point where she doesn't need to work anymore. But she's worked so hard and she's proud of herself. And she has this family and she has these grandkids. And I'm just like, Teresa, for me, like, I think Leslie is gorgeous. I just don't think that, like, if Leslie were honest with herself, I don't think Gary's a good match for her. Like, she's, like, very active, wanting to be outside. I mean, she comes, like, running up to him and jumps on him in spandex and stuff like that. I'm like, Jerry can't handle that, okay? Like, listen, he can't handle all that. And I'm like, he and Teresa are so, like, perfectly aligned for each other. So I think that if he really thought about it, from, like, an emotional point of view, if Teresa would say, yeah, tomorrow I'll move to Indiana with you, or if you'll move to me, or how we'll do 6 months here, 6 months there, or whatever. Like, I think Teresa is who he is more aligned with, which is so crazy because I didn't think that from the beginning. It was just in, like, the last 2 episodes I really thought that. I really like Leslie, too. I think she's beautiful. I think she's a really neat woman. I just don't think they really have a lot in common if they were very honest with each other, except for the distance. So if he picks Leslie, for me, it will totally be about the distance for me because I think Teresa is the one that he has the better fit with. But I wanted to talk about this because I wanted to know, who do you think he'll pick? Because that's the big topic, girl. I cannot wait until tomorrow night. Like Arcel says, get your popcorn. I'm going to get my popcorn. I'm going to eat my popcorn watching Golden Bachelor tomorrow night. I am so ready. And then you know what? Show me. Show me. Anyway, let me know who you think is going to be the winner of the Golden Bachelor in the comment section below. And will they be in love or lust? Anyway, will they go back to the fantasy suites? I hope not. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.